Good day, everyone. Welcome to another amazing section with the Elite Tutor. So today we are going to be looking at a very interesting concept which we started the series on algebra, and today we are going into the advanced section of algebra. So we have some few questions which we are going to be taking our time and explaining step by step. So follow closely so you get very good understanding. So we have the first question. We are asked to simplify. We have the first one. We are asked to simplify 2 into. We have x plus 3y minus 3 into 4x minus 2. So this is our first question. Now the first thing we are going to do while trying to simplify, we are going to try to open the brackets. When we have an expression like this, we are going to try to open the bracket. And how do we open this bracket? We are going to be using what is outside to multiply what is inside. We use what is outside to multiply what is inside. And very, very important, when trying to use what is outside to multiply what is inside, pay attention to the sign. You have to pay attention to the sign. Now let's open the bracket. Now 2 times x will give us 2x. Don't forget your plus sign here. 2 times 3y. 2 times 3y, we are going to have 6y. So we've been able to expand these brackets. Next, we move over to this other side. So don't forget, this is minus 3. Minus 3 times 4x will have minus 12x. You are going to have minus 3 times minus 2. Pay attention to the sign. Minus times minus. When you have minus times minus, you have your plus. So we have here to be plus, and 3 times 2, we have 6. At this point, we've been able to open our bracket, or we can say we've been able to expand the bracket. So what's the next step? We are going to collect like terms. While collecting like terms, like I earlier established at the intermediate video, when we say terms or expressions that are like terms, they must have the same variables and same power. I said something yesterday, if I have 2a and 3a raised to the power 2, these are not like terms. Why? They might have the same variables, but they have different powers. The power of 2a here is what 1, while the power of 3a is 2. So at this point, we are going to collect our like terms. What are the like terms here? We have 2x minus 12x plus 6y and plus 6. Now 2x minus 12x. It is not 12x minus 2, but 2x minus 12x. So you have to pay attention so you don't end up writing 10. So we are saying a smaller number subtracting a big number. So this will be what we have, minus 10x. And then we have our plus 6y, and then we have plus 6. At this point, this will be a final answer. Why? Because these are 3 different terms. So at this point, this will be our final answer. So let's look at example 2. We have a question, factorize completely. We have example 2. We have 3x squared minus 27. And we are asked to factorize. Now the first step we are going to look at is finding what is common. What do we mean? What can go through this term to give us a whole number, and also this term to give us a whole number. And if we look at this expression, what is common here is 3. So we have what? 3. 3x squared divided by 3, we are going to have x squared. Now, let's show a little bit of working. When I say 3x squared divided by 3, I have 3x squared divided by 3. 3 we cancel 3 and I'm left with x squared. So that's how I arrive at my x squared. 27 divided by 3 will arrive at 27 divided by 3 will arrive at 9. So at this point, we've been able to simplify this expression. Now the next step, if we look at this, what is inside the bracket, if we look at this, we have to recognize the presence of difference of 2 squared. At this point, we're going to be using the difference. We're going to use the difference of 2 squared. We are going to be using the difference of 2 squared to be able to expand the bracket. So when we have x squared minus 9, using the difference of 2 squared, this can be expressed as x minus 3 and x plus 3. Using the difference of 2 squared. How do I know? If we are able to expand this bracket, if you are able to open this bracket, you are going to arrive back at x squared minus 9. How do I mean? If we open the bracket by using, how do we open the bracket? Using what is inside this bracket to multiply this bracket, we are going to arrive back at x squared minus 9. So having been able to use the difference of 2 squared to expand this, our final answer will now arrive at 3 is into, we'll bring out our difference of 2 squared, x minus 3, and we have x plus 3. And this becomes our final answer. And at this point, we've been able to factorize completely. And we also have example 3. Example 3, we have an equation. We are asked to solve 2x squared plus x minus 3 equals 0. Now the first thing we are going to do at this point, we are going to multiply the first term and the last term. We are going to multiply the first term and the last term. Now, what is our first term? Our first term here is 2x squared. But our focus is on the number. So we are going to multiply the first term. What is our first term? Our first term will be the coefficient of x squared. And the coefficient of x squared is 2. And our last term is minus 3, not just 3. So say 2 times minus 3, which we are going to arrive at negative 6 or minus 6. That's step number 1. Now we are going to look for two numbers that when we multiply, will give us negative 6. And when we sum, will give us the middle value. And the middle value here will be the coefficient of x. And the coefficient of x is 1. We look for two numbers that when we multiply, will give us negative 6, and when we sum, will give us 1, which is the middle value. And what are those two numbers? Those two numbers are going to be negative 2 and positive number 3. How do I know? Negative 2 times 3 will give us, negative 2 times 3 will give us negative 6, and negative 2 plus 3 will give us a positive number 1. So negative 2 and positive number 3 fits into this criteria. So those two numbers are going to replace our middle number, which is x. So this is going to, we are going to write this as 2x squared plus 3x minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. We look for two numbers that when we multiply will give us negative 6, and when we add, we give us a positive number. How did we arrive at negative 6? The first term, which is 2, multiplied by our last term, which is negative 3, gave us negative 6. So those two numbers will replace the middle number. So at this point, we'll go ahead to group them. So we have 2x squared plus 3x in one bracket. Don't forget negative sign, the negative sign. In our second bracket, we have 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now, at this point, we'll look at what is common in both brackets. Like I said earlier, when we say what is common, we are simply looking at what can divide each of these terms and we still have a whole number or a whole variable. So it's possible that we can get a number, or it's also possible to get what? A variable. Now, if we look at this, what is common? If you look at this very well, you see that what x is common. I have x here and I have x here. So see that what x is common. 2x squared divided by x will arrive at 2x. And 3x divided by x will arrive at 3. Now I'm going to reveal an exam secret. For you to know that you are correct whenever solving an equation like this, whatsoever is in this bracket automatically will be same as this bracket. You use same way to look for what is common. You don't have to force it. Look for what is common, and then when you solve it accurately, you see have same as this bracket. Now let's look at this. Now don't forget to have a negative sign. Now what is common in this bracket? 2x and 3. If you look at this, x is not common. So the only number that is common is 1. Because 2x divided by 1, we see about 2x, and 3 divided by 1, we see about 3. So we say 1 is common. Now don't forget, this is not just 1 but negative 1 because of our minus sign. So 2x divided by 1, we have our 2x divided by 1, we have what? 2x. Now this is negative 3 divided by negative 1. You have negative 3 divided by negative 1. Negative, we cancel negative, and we are going to arrive at 3. So don't forget, negative cancel negative, we are going to arrive at 3, and this 3 is positive. So have this to be plus 3, and then equal to 0. At this point, you realize that what is here is same as this particular point. So what do we do at the next step? We are going to pick what is outside and then pick any of the brackets. So we have x minus 1, and we have 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now this question, we are looking for the roots. We are looking for the root of this particular equation. How do we ascertain the roots? So we further go ahead to simplify that this is x minus 1 is equal to 0, or 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. Since you are looking for the root, you are going to be ascertaining two values of x. So we have that the first one will be x equal to, if negative 1 crosses over the equal to sign, it becomes what? 1. So x is equal to 1, or we have 2x is equal to, this is plus 3, if you cross over the equal to sign, it becomes negative 3. Now we are looking for the value of x. In order for us to ascertain the value of x, we are going to divide both sides by the coefficient of x. So here, the coefficient of x is the number attached to x, which is 2. We divide here by 2, we divide here by 2. So 2, we cancel 2, we'll have that x is equal to negative 3 over 2. So the two values of x are x is equal to 1 and x is equal to negative 3 over 2. Thank you very much.